How do you feel about taking your shirt off? Okay.
And like he was stuck there by himself, but if you try
We're gonna get right there, okay? Lewis, you're always ahead of me by like one step. You're always like the next step ahead of me. Like Lewis is like, you know, you're taking the, you're raining on my parade here. You're just, So the testing that Lewis is referring to when we do this test is the trigenics impingement test. I used to call it the Olo-Austin test. But all of these different tests, Hawkins and so on and so forth, they were fine, but you know, it made a lot of sense just to depress the acromion and try to decrease the acromio-humeral space to try to see if I could create an impingement in order to see if there was an impingement. Right? So that's what we're doing. We're pressing down on the acromion. This part of the finger is just on the edge of the acromion. Holding it down and raising the shoulder up. And that's about it for him when I hold the acromion down on that side. Otherwise, we're going to get the activity of the scapulothoracic joint starting to go into play where it needs to rotate at least 40 degrees to allow for full shoulder abduction. So a lot of patients, if they're cheating, they'll be using the scapulothoracic joint rather than the glenohumeral joint. So let's see what happens. Let's see the true range of motion, as Lewis was referring to, of this shoulder. And that's it. Pretty close to where he was, but that's it. He starts to really feel it right at that stage, and it stops. It just stops. It just won't go any further, okay? So active and passive in his case is not that much different, but if it was a case of adhesive capsulitis frozen shoulder rather than frozen shoulder impingement syndrome, which is what he has. He's got a frozen shoulder impingement syndrome. If it was the other type of frozen shoulder adhesive capsulitis, then you would see a dramatic difference in the ability of the arm to abduct actively and passively if I'm applying the trigenics impingement test. So he might be able to do it like this much when he's got an adhesive capsulitis, and if I hold it down, it might just be like that. It just won't go at all.
En ayant le doigt sur la crâne, ça c'est un signe de capsulite adhésive. Et non pas de frozen
Oh,
shoulder
we get to all that
musculaire.
stuff. I haven't. I want to make some. I don't want to keep boring them with theory. I want to get a little bit of fun stuff in, and then we'll go back to a little theory. You know, otherwise, sit the whole morning and just get bored out of their brains. That's not good, right? It's more fun to just watch some. Let's change it up a little bit here. You know, a little more exciting. Okay. She's trying to keep me on track. It's not possible. Okay, so now let's do a little bit of testing on this shoulder. So with the strength testing, we can go back to, oh, here it is here, muscle, no, we have the right slide. We're going to do what's called the break test. So it's a 3-second rule. I'll be teaching this more in detail, but for now I'm just going to do this. So this is the break test, 3-second rule. Hold it at law of perpendicularity. I'm perpendicular to the appendage in my line of force.